Hi, hello, my lovely people. And my name is Julia, and I'm an erotic photographer. I work in West London in private studio, and I create adult content. And this video would be about nude photography. I have posted some information. I've realized that nude photography is extremely popular. That is why I am making this video, and I just want to share more information about my experiences, about how I work and what I do related to nude photography, and just, talk about who are the clients, who are the nudists, who are the naturists, and what photography itself, what kind of an impact it has on people, what does it do, who is it for, okay, and what you will get after you will have a nude photography session. Okay, so I will try to fit in everything in one video, and so let's start. What is a nude photography? We know, okay, that nude photography is related with the body, a human's body, with human's flesh, shapes, and of course, very important to add to all of that is the light. Okay, so nude photography, it's artistic to me. Okay, to me, it's an artistic presentation, how we can celebrate our shapes and forms, okay, how we can understand who we are, and represent ourselves. Okay, for many years when I was in adult photography, and doing all sorts of kind of directions in adult photography, I always had this question. I was asking myself why those people are doing this photo shoot. Okay, because every photo shoot is different, and the reasons behind it, I will tell you, it is different. Okay, but today we speak about nude photography, and I can tell you that nude photography is related with creative intellect. Okay, when people start taking pictures of themselves, they need more information about themselves. Okay, and the reason why they take this is, let me just go really deep here straight away. Because when we grow up, we have a lot of people who surround us. So we are like an empty, blank space, and the people who surround us put the information in your head, which represents then later in your body, right? And so what happened through the years, that no one actually asked and teach us to understand who we are, okay, how we are, how we feel. Everything was teaching or learning experience was around about the surroundings, about your friends, about your family, about your relationship with someone. But everything starts within you. When you grow up, you understand that there are so many questions inside you are not answered, that there are so many pictures in your head about yourself that are distorted, right? And that's why when we speak about the crisis, mature crisis and stuff, I can tell you there are much more mature people are interested in this nude photography than younger generation, although the younger generation relate this nude photography with something else. And you probably know what I'm talking about, right? Because of the social media impact, because of the way you can how to say, get famous now by showing your body, by showing your perfect lines. They work and they work out to create a certain shapes and a certain type of bodies they like. They can change themselves, right? But let me go back to this at the end of the video. It's just like a contemporary thing what's happening right now related to this 2022 with this generation which is, growing up and stuff. I am an old-fashioned old soul, and that's why I want to go back to a real nude photography, what is all about. So when the photography started, of course, it at the beginning it became a therapy tool. Okay, the photography itself started with the portraiture, and they were taking dead bodies, picture of the families, the people who died, dead people, to actually help them to socially and mentally heal, and keep those people in their family as a memory. Okay, so it was a memory about someone. And then people start taking pictures in nude boudoir format, just because they wanted to know more about those relationships, more about themselves. And by this time, it is a very great tool, just because photography or an image is the same representation how your brain takes the picture of everything what's happening around you. Okay, but like I say, what's happening around you, it doesn't mean and doesn't represent fully who you are. Although you create everything around you by who you are. Okay, but we are very often, we go into this crisis in the certain age, just because all that time we were listening and getting information about ourselves from the outside. And the nude photography is actually information not from the outside, is the information specifically about you. Okay, specifically about you, specifically about your body, specifically about that feelings that are created in that body. Okay, because nude photography relates with a lot of emotions, right? People, when they go to take adult nude photography, right, when they need to undress, they experience a lot of different kind of feeling related to them, and it can take them to a very very distance, very how to say, even the childhood phases, right, when someone somehow said something somewhere, someone mentioned, these all insecurities, the body shape in general reflects everything how we are, and though then the personality develops with that information. And very often we feel or we think that this is not who we are, and we want to change and we want to know more about ourselves. And this is the way how we go there. Okay, so nude photography is when you're disconnected from the whole world, and when there is you and there is a photographer who is taking pictures about you. Okay, and who is not pushing your limits, but introducing your body and your mind and your psychological state. Everything is combined as a nude photography. There are a lot of people who feel that it is a very challenging thing to go and do a nude photography, because they need to undress and remove their clothes. Of course, it is related with the limitations which come from the society, what the others will think, right? There is no one in the studio, but people are worried, still worried what the others will think if they will find out. Okay, that they are taking the pictures and making this type of content. There is a lot of limitations come from the religion, when the people coming to the studio and saying that we are not allowed to take nude photography pictures by the religion, right? So I am saying, and I'm speaking now about nude photography, and about this very powerful tool which actually can reach our subconscious mind. Okay, and that is what I've learned through the years. That is the most and the strongest representation of yourself and of your body, when you undress and take a picture naked of you. Okay, and the way a photographer represents you, okay, it will stay with you forever. And then you will of course need to live with this information, what you will see. So you see yourself from the childhood, you develop vision and understanding about yourself and about your body. Very often I can see this thing, and especially with men. Okay, somehow men are very much uncomfortable, and how to say, they are embarrassed about their intimate parts. Very often guys come to do a nude photography and they convinced that they are, their size of their penis is not big enough, okay? And someone told them this, okay? And where did he find out this information? Did he measure with the other guys? No, he went to porn industry. He seen the biggest, the biggest, the biggest. He compared himself, and then his life was devaluated. He doesn't understand that to have a happy family life, there are more, things that influence that than the size of the cork. So the nude photography, it's kind of like a representation of your reality, but in the same way, it is not represents this as a reality, but also helps to fix that broken image in their heads. Okay, because there is a lot of, okay, no one is perfect in this world. Okay, I've shot the most beautiful models who are absolutely gorgeous, the way they look, the way they are, and have this broken mental image in their heads that they think that they need to do something with them. Okay, that that they need to fix their nose, or to fix their ear, or to change their face, or to enlarge the boobs, or and that is something what is the broken image in their heads translate and records all the time. Okay, and I'm just, recently spoke with one girl who wanted to change her face, and this is amazing model, and she was like the most beautiful model I've ever shot, to be fair. How many times I'm sure she was perfect, and still yet that person convinced that she is not beautiful. Okay, so it is not related with people, with some imperfections. It is in general, how to say, it's like a disease. Okay, it's a mental broken image which you cannot see. It is inside you, and it's, how to say, it's distorting, and it's well, imagine this. If you are absolutely happy with the way you look, okay? If you are absolutely happy with everything inside you, and you are confident because you're absolutely happy, yes? So your relationship with other people comes from the confident state of mind, right? You are not a victim. You are not pursuing something what is not real. You are not, how to say, you having a good, healthy, great life. Okay, and as well, when you have those children, okay, then you can actually translate this to the other generation. And imagine if someone is constantly unhappy with the way they look, they're trying all their life to fix and to fix and to change, and then the children who are growing next to them also would think that they would need to do the same, because that's how we follow. We do not look into ourselves, right? But we are actually more care about the others, what will happen, what the others think. And that's why nude photography is so popular in a mature age, because people fed up of listening. They already grow up to the point that they can decide for themselves and have this serious opinion, right? And then they can come and they create this photo shoot in the studio about themselves, about their body, and about who they are. And of course, during that photo shoot, they will tell the photographer those things what they worry about. Okay, because there are a lot of imperfections in their body. But when is it coming from? The imperfection initially coming from your mind, from your state. And how did it get there? Have you been born with this distorted mind? Have you been born with this information? No, someone placed that information in the early age when you was not able to recognize what is true and what is false. Okay, and now you can, but because now you are mature, and that's why these crisis situations in adulthood happens, because now you can divide for yourself who you want to be and how you want to change and what you want to achieve for yourself. And the first thing what you would do is you would get rid of all these imperfections which happened first in your head and then get reflected in your body. how many times I know and I've noticed that there are so many mental conditions that will put people into misery without no reason, and then they got ill, because they think this way. Okay, and they got seriously ill and sick, and they will develop some kind of disease to prove the point. Okay, so all starts from your head, and that's why I'm saying nude photography, if you go and see a professional who cares about you. Okay, because the reason I'm making this video, there are a lot of photographers who will take nude pictures not because they care about you, but because they care about taking nude pictures, right? To creating this type of content, right? You can use this type of content for many different reasons. Like I say, the biggest reason is 80% online content is porn. Okay, so that is a very big reason, right, to do this. And only a few photographers who would understand what is behind this and why client is coming to see you in the first place, why he wants to have a shoot when he will undress. So tomorrow, for example, I will be shooting a guy who clearly wants to do a challenge. One of the things why people want to do a nude photography is to challenge themselves. It's a very big thing. Okay, and they are doing it not because they feel the king. Some of them, of course, getting turned on when they get watched, and there is another reason. But then again, have they been born like this? No, they haven't. So the society which they grow up made them this way. Okay, I want to speak about nudist and naturist now. Yes, these are the obvious clients who would go to photography and do a nude photography. So one of the clients is just the public, okay, general public who are interested to develop themselves emotionally, to grow themselves and create something which will impact their intellect. The way they think about certain things will change in their heads emotionally and then change with their body. Very often people take pictures of themselves and then they change. Okay, how to say, they literally change how they look just because of the head. In the head, that perception has been recorded in the other way, and they've seen other things about themselves, what is actually matters, right? So many will lose the weight, many will change their husband, many will change the job, many will change the house, but the change, it will happen. The reason why they go to do a nude photography is because they're looking for a way out. And the way out is, of course, inside you all the time, not somewhere else. Okay, the reason why I'm saying you because very often you can notice, if you're an adult person, you can notice that people, if they do not change inside themselves, they will create the same um, situation, the same relationship. Okay, they will go into the same trap again and again, no matter what they would do. They will end up in the same situation, and then they say, okay, I'm going into circles. Okay, and these things already happen. I have my cousin here. Okay, she has had three men, and they all been policemen. Okay, and that's that's a pattern. That's the pattern that you can see. There are a lot of people, victims, who will choose the aggressor for that reason, because there is something inside them attracting those people, so they need to resolve that problem inside them first thing. Okay, and the way you do it, yes, there are many ways to do it. There is a meditation. Okay, there are, trips in kind of the way, but these are very slow and long term processes. Okay, the strongest impact will be when you will have the, how to say, something challenging, something shaking the whole system, that you go against your beliefs, and again it goes against everything what you can do in life. And erotic photography, specifically nude photography, in my way, in my studio, it's related in art and into art therapy, where people get to discover them their personality in the way they would like. Okay, because if you connect it with photography in the right way and explain them why you are doing this, okay, what are the reasons, the photographer will help you and light you in the way that you will see yourself in a different position, right? So that you can move on from the who you was and what you was thinking to who you're gonna be, right? So let's speak about nudist and naturist, okay? Well, nudist, these are clients who will undress straight away in my studio, okay? They will not wait. They cannot wait to take their clothes off, okay, and show off. Okay, and that's how they feel. They feel absolutely comfortable, and they want to tell every world that they are comfortable when they are undressed, right? So how to say that, there are a lot of movements, okay, when all those nudist people have one thing in common, is that being brave and being undressed. I mean, there is some sort of a feminism thing, right? There is a sort of thing in couples, you know, that there are movements here in London. There is many things going on, bike rides, when all these nudists gather together and go through the town and showing that they respect their body, they respect themselves. Usually those people who are nudists achieve a lot in life, okay? I know one guy who is a very, how to say, very advanced in business, and he is setting up himself more and more challenges in terms of his body, right? In terms of his nudity, to understand that this impact him psychologically, right? And it does. And nude photography is something where everyone has a block, okay? So we were born naked, right? We all born naked. And through our society, it was, this information was somehow suspended, and everyone is scared and how to say, feel shy and feel embarrassed and feel awkward, and all of those things in your system, because not because of you and not because of who you are, but because of all those people who were around you when you was growing up, and they put that information in your head. And I am trying to, how to say, to develop my children in a different way, that nude body women have this thing, and it's okay to have this thing. Nothing is exciting about them. Women have breasts and vaginas, yes, and men have, you know, cocks and that stuff. It is a normal thing. I want them to think this way. I don't want them to be excited. Well, you know why this porn is so popular right now? Because of the previous generation suspensions about all of those things. Okay, it was banned, it was not allowed, and when it was so secret, and when it was, how to say, suppressed, of course people are more interested to go there. Okay, and I believe that when it is open right now, people in other generations growing up will be absolutely relaxed about those things, right? When you don't have something, and when you go, oh, you never ate oranges in your life, and you really want to try an orange, and you will go into the islands full of oranges, of course you will start biting every orange on your way. That's how it is. And imagine the child who grown up with the orange trees in the orange farm, and he would go into the orange island. It's gonna be a different story. You could observe one child who never seen the oranges and the other who grown up with the oranges, right? And that's how we are. This is how our mentality is. So nudist is that kind of a thing. They wanna attract the attention. They wanna be free, and they wanna represent this. Naturists are a certain people who would like to show off, okay, but they would like to be more conservative in this way. That's why they go into modeling and become a material for paintings, for students. When you probably seen those models who go into the studio and sit naked for hours, that someone will paint them, okay, to paint their body, to paint the shadows, to paint how the life goes in, right? Everything is it's related to what I say. It's the mental issues, okay, emotional things. So how I'm saying, if we would not have the situations like we had when we were growing up, no one will be that much caring and excited about these things, and the porn will not be so popular, okay? Yeah, everyone will be relaxed. If you would have a wife who is really not suppressed, open-minded, and she will do a lot of things in bed with you because she grew up in an open-minded environment, society, right? Would you be looking for something else and browsing online for those in those websites and looking for some king? No, I don't think so. You will be absolutely happy with you've got, but because you do not have this at home, okay, she grew up maybe in the place where, like I say, we were limited, we were not allowed to think, to show, to speak about this. Yes, the sex in general and conversations were banned. Okay, that's why it developed in this way. So I am saying nudists are more advanced, okay, more democratic personalities who are not afraid to show. They are more into the freedom and more into their defending their rights, about this opinion of showing off their body and giving a certain statement to the publicity, which I do respect. When I see those nudists, gathering and do the walks, I am not the one who would be like, oh, let's go run and watch. Let's watch those, willies hanging. Let's watch and see. Some people will go to the art galleries and go to the statues and still look at the god which represent the body and giggle, and giggle, ha, 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 down there, right? So okay, if the child is doing this way because the parents' mentality clearly was suppressed and children were not informed that the body is a natural thing and they need to react in a natural way, and everyone has this kind of a nipple, so the balls hanging and stuff, there is not a surprise in there, right? But we still have this. In which age we live, we still have this nonsense, okay, the way we react. So I am saying some watch porn online, some go into the art galleries and watch the naked statues and the naked painting and jerk off, okay, and some are so, how to say, into extreme things, go and flash. When I was growing up and I was a little, I can tell you this, there was so many flashes on my way, on the buses, okay, on the bus stops. I mean, I've seen many of them, and I could not, at that time, I could not understand. But now, when I'm more and more into this, I realize that this is the natural way, and everything comes from that point when you're growing up. How you growing up with this idea about nudity? Okay, and then what you do with that information in your life, how you create your personal life, what you do actually in bed with this information, how you connect with nudity and with your partner. Okay, because some by this time want to switch off the lights and do not show, and they embarrassed how they look, seriously, naked in front of their loved one. They care about someone who will think what. Okay, and that's really bad. That's why people are so interested in nude photography, and that's why so many views, my website has so many views, because it represents nudity. But I know that, how to say, uh, 90% watching and only just 10% are thinking about this and going forward, because the rest are scared and shitting their pants even just thinking about this. Okay, they are scared and they will never cross the line. Okay, they will never change their life. It's better to be, You know how to say, one client said, I was playing with those panties for 15 years and hiding, in a closet. That was his life. And then finally he decided to have a shoot. Okay, and it gave him a lot of freedom. He could not believe, he said, I was buzzing for a few days after, and he could not believe he did it. But that's the brave thing for him. Like I say, this is a challenge. It's a mental state where you are live in, and then you are deciding to go for a challenge. And majority of them are doing it for self-development, for self-growth. Creative intellect is the strongest tool. That's why we need this art in our life to change the world, right? So nudists and naturists are certain people who accept this information more than the public, but in accepting in the certain way. So what does it do? My photography in the studio, what does it do? So usually it how to say it's not going to be that shocking and that kind of like it's gradually. I do not take, because I understand how much of the pressure people experience. They scared to go to the studio, they scared to be with the photographer and undressing in front of the person. They some people telling that they never undressed in front of any stranger, okay, in their life, right? So I understand that this factor, it's hard. It's hard to go and hard to do those things, right? So I am always going slowly and slowly by slowly with those people. So we always dress first so that we can undress. Okay, it's never, if you are not a nudist or naturist, it's never going to be in my studio that you will come and I will tell you to take your pants off. No, because this is a mental issue. It's a mental situation. People need to be ready for this, and I don't want to make worse things for them worse. Okay, to sit at that chair or stand and be absolutely ashamed and embarrassed. I don't want to bring that emotion into my studio and into my artwork. I always work with people step by step, looking at their reaction, looking at their body, because you can see when the body is locked and is blocked, it's closing down. Okay, it just the language of the body, it says everything. Okay, I didn't see many people who never done nude photography and dressing straight away, going to the studio and showing off and posing. No, you need to do it slowly, and they it's like they came to do that challenge, but they scared to do it, and there for that reason that you need to push them. It's like you're doing a jump from the cliff. Yeah, there is a lot of bungee jumps. Yeah, the people come, you will put them, strap them in, but then that person needs to push them. They don't want to jump, they don't want to experience this, they scared. They scared to go another step. So you know what I do, or I'm holding the hand and slowly going towards undressing into the nudity, or I'm showing them and explaining them how we can do it, what other ways. Okay, because using an art, it is a very big, how to say, big breakthrough. Because how it is when you're using art, usually I use color lights, gel filters, and or projections. When you cover that body with something that they do not feel that much naked and do not feel that much vulnerable on that stage. Okay, because my goal is to help them get rid of those unpleasant emotions what ruin their life. Okay, what ruin their connection, what ruin them intimacy, right? We are here to fix things, to acknowledge that we have those situations, to understand what kind of emotions are coming from this photo shoot, posing this way or posing that way, or doing this scenario or going this way. Okay, because everything what you do, the more open and the more explicit it gets, the more those unpleasant emotions kick in, and you start thinking about this. Okay, it never been like you're shooting a shoot and you just enjoying it. Absolutely, the photographer has to bring you to that stage that you will stop being scared, stop being paranoid, stop being emotional, and start understanding that this is new way to accept yourself, and this is a nudity shoot, and there is, how to say, no way to do it than absolutely take your clothes off. Otherwise it's not a nudity shoot. So what helps is that I have a lot of props, accessory sets. They can go behind some kind of a prop and hide, right, which they usually want to do, right? No one wants to stand in front of the camera, in front of me, take everything out. At the end we do this. Okay, there are just few people who are that much brave and that much convinced that they need this, that they're going for it. Usually the whole session goes this way, that I need to drag them into this experience. I need to help them and push them every step. So what I do is, like I say, I use those things, masks. I use, how to say, some coverings. Like, even if you put a scarf on the neck, it's much better than nothing. Girls, I use accessories. I put accessories. I put a belly belt. I put this. I put that. Shoes. Something. If I feel that this person is not ready and freaking out and cannot do the shoot, I help them. Of course I do. This is for their benefit. Okay, this is not me being perfect in the studio and want to see at their cock and at their vagina. I'm not that type of the photographer, but I know that there are many like that. I know that there are so many photographers who do not care about this reason. They do not understand. Okay, they are the same like those people who are scared to undress. They have not done this photo shoot for themselves. They have not undressed in front of the person, so how they can comprehend this information, why people are doing this, right? There are many photographers who can create the art and can display with the light and cover and hide. There are so many, how to say, photographers who love this art so much they would like to shoot only nudity, but what happens is they shoot only beautiful people. Yeah, they go for a young girls and for a beautiful models, and that is the easiest job to represent this. But what about this broken person? What about the general public? What about the couple, okay, who would like to reconnect and who are not perfect? They are not perfect. Very often couples write me an email and saying, we are not models, but we would like to try, because this is the way how they can experiment and how they can reconnect. That's how they can undress and how to say, feel that thing between them in the real life. And I know that someone is watching and it's happening. The whole situation and the whole atmosphere goes like a threesome experience. I know it feels a little bit that way, okay? But the reason why it's not, because the way I look at people, when you go into the hospital or into the clinic and you have certain condition, or you just want to do a checkup, okay, you never think about that idea that this doctor is graduated and become gynecologist, urologist, or proctologist just because he's a pervert and wants to see the asshole. You would never think this way, right? I don't know why public thinking, this way about the photographer, and especially the woman photography. It's kind of, how to say, a general opinion that I am here only for my personal reasons, to enjoy this, not to create art, not to help people, but to look at more cogs, and the bigger the better. Very recently, a few days ago, one client wrote me asking, is it okay to come and have a nude photo shoot? And I always want to speak about the photo shoot they doing, and I just wanted to know what are the reasons. I say, we will see if you qualify. Oh, what you want? You want to find out probably how big is my cock. That's only I care about. when I'm doing a photo shoot, right? So these type of clients are not admitted in my studio, and that's it. Okay, because they do not understand why I am doing this in the first place. What are the reasons that I create this art for people? And the way I see it, I can tell you is there is a lot of broken souls, broken hearts who will do this for not for themselves, you know. Some people will do nude photography so they can use those pictures and how to say and manipulate someone, right? To make someone jealous, okay? To you know, in terms of revenge or in terms of, well, there is a very big factor why people doing it is for money, of course. Use their body till they can, you know, to make money. Very often those people who will come to do that photo shoot, they come and lie to me, right? They lie to me why they are doing this type of the service. Okay, and that kind of a thing I also do not appreciate. Okay, when people are dishonest, and I found out no matter it was stage, it will come out, I will be crossed because this is something what is my business, why I'm creating this art, and I don't want anyone to use me and take advantage of me, and especially of my work and especially of my art. There was a couple, you know, I can tell you a very simple example. There was a couple. The guy contacted me and he said that he has this cockhold fantasy, you know, when he wants to watch his wife with another man. Okay, and I create different kind of fantasies and I help. Okay, I help to make this happen, right? And he convinced me that this is what he's obsessed about, and he will send his wife, and I need to arrange the model for them. Okay, and there are so many fantasies and with so many different ideas and kings, and this one is a very popular one, huge, you know. And I said, okay, and I arranged the model. And what happened is that when I was shooting those scenes and scenarios I have created after the photo shoot, the lady told me that when you will send the USB, I mean, there was a lot of things she sent that, you know, it was strange, you know. But then she told me this thing that when the USB will be ready, okay, that I would not share her address with that person who booked a husband, so he doesn't know where she lives. So how they can be a couple and how they can be together if he doesn't know where she lives? So what exactly I shot at that time, and what was the reason? So the person lied to me. Okay, he lied to me that this is a couple, that this is his partner, which is not, because if you would be in a partnership or it will be your girlfriend, you would know where the girlfriend lives, right? Okay, and I had many of these situations. People want to use photographers and they come to the studio and they lie. What are the reasons why he needed this content that she will be with some other guy and he would pay for this shoot? And what how he will use this content for? Of course for porn. Of course goes to that industry. Right? When people are using this me for business and do not want to pay and lie to me, they will get this. You know? You see? You see what they will get? They will be rejected. I would not send anything them and then there will be said goodbye, you know? It's as simple as that, because it's not appropriate. I have these rules and conditions, and I put myself into this situation when I've reached the level of this lie. I shot a lot of people who were saying, "Oh, I'm doing this for my boyfriend," you know, or "I'm doing this for the girlfriend," and then you see those pictures online, for escort or for whatever, right? I'm shooting escort when they say, "Okay, I need those pictures for work." That's fine. I will shoot it in this way, right? But I'm saying to you that nude photography is absolutely popular for mature people for that reason, that they need self-development. They need to find out who they are, what they are, why they have this unpleasant emotion and unsuccessful relationship. And the first unsuccessful relationship is with themselves, and they do not love themselves, they do not care about themselves, they do not like themselves. Why they look this way? Because they're the broken link, because of that broken link. And then they create those broken links around them. So nude photography is towards that reason, to help to restore that balance, okay, to connect them again with their personality, their body, with their mind. That's why I'm doing. Okay, but there are many people who want to help themselves with my work, right? That they will think, okay, I do not want to pay, the price for business. I will tell that this is for personal use, right? And then they will take advantage of me. It happened many times. That's why, how to say, I'm very careful. And if I'm noticing something like that, it's the game over for them. That's the truth, because people should be honest when they creating this content. Because what happens is, there are a lot of people, when you creating a nude art, I am creating this experience not because I want to take their pictures of their faces and expose them of who they are. I am taking picture of their private part and try to connect their personality and their face with their nudity and with their expressions, right? This is all goes in the freestyle, in the free flow, natural way, okay? Never forced, never. This is very important. If I have a shoot, for example, and people saying, oh, how long it will take, and I will say how professional you are, and they say, I never done this before. So how the hell I know how much damage in your life, in your path, how much of the challenges you experience? I don't know how long, right? But usually it takes that long for me. But this is not a forced experience. People need to feel this and understand that going to that state, it has to be natural process. Just because we are doing this for this particular reason, helping people to understand who they are and how their body feels and how their body are and how healthy they are in their body. This is the image of their emotional intellect, understanding of what they are doing in this body, right? Or what they're doing with this body, and why they're doing this and not doing that, and why they look this way. Okay, it helps them to restore the balance again, get over all those crises. I mean, at least release at that moment that tension, okay, and provide the data. Why people are scared all the time about everything, doing anything what is new, is because the data is missing. Okay, there is not enough information about certain things. That is why, and nothing I can do about it. Okay, and the thing is that the data is that's how you get that information from nude photography. Because everything what you will make in the studio with me, you can then assess later, and all the emotions that what created new emotions, or old emotions which were bothering you for life, before that, they will be all pressed and, how to say, and impacted. And those moments were created, you will be going back to those images, and you will be remembering why you are sitting this way, why you're looking this way, why is your face this way, why is your body this way, why you're having erection or why you're not having erection. You will remember everything, even you will be looking back in time, I don't know, 5 years or 10 years back. So that's why you're creating this photo shoot. So then you will get back to this information, and that is going to be your data, which will go to your brain. That's what we do. We create memories which will reach your subconscious mind and try to replace that information which was playing long time, like a cassette, broken cassette, that you are not worthy, that you are to this, or you need to do that, or is something wrong with you, or this and that. Seriously, this is the fastest way how to change that information. To love yourself and love your body. These are all, how to say, words that you can easily say. It is harder to do, right? And nude photography is one of the situations where you actually get to do it for real, okay? Not talk about it, okay? But do the action, take the action. Take the action to get that information about yourself. And of course, the photographer who will work with you will do a huge difference and impact, okay? If the information will be created in a certain way, it will help you big time, okay? You will need years and years of meditation to understand many situations, okay, where you are in with your photographer when you're naked and when you're posing, right? And then again, when you're creating this art in the studio, which involves your body, you become that art piece. Okay, you become that beautiful thing was being created. And you know what? It is very hard not to love when you become that beautiful thing. It is very hard not to love yourself. Okay, because you will see yourself in a different way and in a different light. Not that broken image that you see every day, but you will see a new image from the side. And yes, some of them will be shocking. Yes, I am not a sugar coated, and I'm not gonna, represent and show you only the beautiful shots. Okay, I make ugly shots too. Okay, but from something what is not right, we're going into something what is beautiful. Okay, and the photography is this way, that it's a creative process. You're developing something, right? If the first shot is not right, we will fix it and go to the point when it's perfect, right? And what photographers do, they shoot pictures, and then they give you 5-10 images because they think these are the ones. Okay, these are the ones they decided about your body. Okay, which one you should have. That's the reality. Someone else, again, will decide for you and try to impact your decision about your body, which one is the best for you. Not you, but someone else. How many photographers you see who would give you a chance and who would say, okay, you take everything and you choose whatever you like? Because this is your artwork, because we together made it, because you are worthy and you're entitled, and we are equal in this process. How many you will see? Because usually it is in a different way. You go to the studio, you make a shoot. Okay, I can tell you the portrait, not undressed portrait, in London here between 30 and 50 pounds per picture. You choose the picture you like and you just buy those 2 or 3 shots. But the development process will be missing, and that data which you've created during that photo shoot will not be yours, and you could not do anything about it. Okay, and the photographer persuade you, say, okay, look, this is a beautiful picture, this is a beautiful, and then again your opinion will be shaped by someone else. Yes, it's going to be professional, but is it you? Is it actually you, and will it benefit that it's supposed to? No, it will not. And I'm working in a totally different way, and I've noticed this phenomenon when photographers do not wanna show unsuccessful shots. Okay, just for that reason, that their authority somehow will be damaged, that they think. It's like you baking a cake. Okay, and there is maybe one layer a little bit burned, right? And you will remove that layer, okay? And one layer will be missing, right? And so, how to say, it's going to be a full cake? No. So I am very natural, and I'm very open-minded, and I respect myself and respect my client to the point that I think that from the moment, if I am professional and every shot which I make is high-end photography, okay? Yes, We are developing this and using a lot of lighting. Nothing is set up, nothing is automatic. And when you are adjusting certain lighting to certain positions, to certain scenes, there will be shots which are underexposed or overexposed, or something will be wrong. There will be the shots like that, but they need to see it because this is their data. They would understand and evaluate in their brain, and that will help. That will massively help. And that's why nude photography and giving all the shots it's a big, huge benefit for everyone. Okay, for photographer, that he has not decide for other people what other people like is the hardest to choose. Yes, I can choose the pictures which I like if it's going to be about me, but that's a totally different person. And you know what? I usually ask people to choose the pictures what they like, because now you can choose the favorites and stuff. And I can tell you, the maximum what I hit is 70%. So if they're choosing, for example, I say, okay, choose that much. It's 70, but this is never 70. Okay, the majority of the hit is 50, you know? So half of the shots I will agree, 30, between 30 and 50 shots I would agree and I would choose them, right? But 50, they are related to their personality, to their intellect, to their development. You don't know why they chose these pictures and why they are so beautiful. You would never in million years would notice them and would see this. And over 10 years, I can tell you this, I did on every single person this experiment. I never chose every picture which they like, never, because every person is different. So what's happening is that this process of therapy, of self-development, going into other studios will not be achieved for that simple reason, because you do not have a data. Okay, and you will be shown just only those pictures which they like. Okay, and you will be then living in those, pink clouds and thinking, oh my gosh, I am this and that, right? There are no ugly angles, or not angles which do not suit me. There is always art. That's why you came to this photo shoot, to find out the truth and get that data. Okay? So just so you know, and just to conclude everything, nude photography, it is very much useful, and this is the quickest way to go into self-development and understand something about yourself, about your body, and especially when you open up your all private parts. Okay, and when you do those shots with someone else who, how to say, who never, people who never experienced this thing, this is always good to do it first time at least, to understand how it impacts you and how good it is for you, right? And the second thing is, well, that will go into your history, okay, and that will go into your emotional recovery, okay, because reason why you're doing this, to help yourself, okay, to get rid of all these emotions that you gathered, and to help yourself and find out about yourself more. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this clear. My name is Julia, and see you soon. Love you, kiss you, bye, mean it. Right.